What if I told you that somewhere on the internet right now, someone is trying to buy a product using a payment method that died before TikTok was even invented? Welcome to the bizarre archaeological dig that is modern e-commerce, where digital fossils from the early 2000s still roam free like technological zombies. I'm talking about payment gateways so ancient they make dial-up internet look cutting edge. These digital relics are scattered across websites like forgotten treasures, and today we're going on a treasure hunt through the wacky world of outdated payment systems that, against all odds, are still clinging to life in 2025. You know what's wild? While you're tapping your phone to pay for coffee or splitting bills with friends through apps that didn't exist 5 years ago, there are e-commerce sites out there still offering payment options that require you to remember what a fax machine is. And the craziest part? People are actually still using them. Picture this. You're browsing an online store, ready to make a purchase, and you scroll down to the payment options. Credit card, PayPal, Apple Pay. And then suddenly you see something that makes you do a double take. Western Union money transfer. Bank wire. Or my personal favorite, the mysterious call to arrange payment option that makes you wonder if you're buying a product or planning a heist. These aren't just random glitches in the Matrix. They're the digital equivalent of finding a perfectly preserved woolly mammoth in your backyard. Each one tells a story about how we used to shop online when the internet was young and optimistic, before we knew that one day we'd be buying groceries with our smartwatches. Let's start with the granddaddy of all outdated payment methods, the humble check. Yes, online checks. In an era where you can pay someone by thinking at your phone really hard, there are still websites out there asking if you'd like to mail them a physical piece of paper with your bank details scribbled on it. It's like finding a horse and buggy parked next to a Tesla charging station. The beauty of online check payments lies in their complete dedication to making the most straightforward transaction as complicated as possible. First, you fill out your order online. Then you print out a form. Then you write a check. Then you mail it. Then you wait. Then you pray it doesn't get lost in the mail. It's like a meditation exercise designed by someone who really misses the 1990s. But here's where it gets interesting. These archaic payment methods aren't just hanging around because website owners forgot to delete them. There's actually a method to this madness, and it reveals something fascinating about human behavior and business strategy that most people never consider. Some of these outdated payment options persist because they serve specific, established customer bases. That Western Union option? It's not there by accident. There's a whole demographic of customers who either don't have traditional banking relationships or prefer the anonymity and security of cash-based transactions. For them, being able to walk into a physical location and hand over actual money for an online purchase isn't outdated, it's essential. The wire transfer option is another fascinating fossil. In a world of instant payments, wire transfers feel about as modern as sending smoke signals. But they persist because some high-value transactions still require the heavyweight champion of payment methods. When you're dropping serious money on industrial equipment or luxury goods, sometimes the old-school security blanket of a wire transfer is worth the hassle. Then there's the call to place your order option, which is basically the payment gateway equivalent of a vintage rotary phone. It sounds absurd until you realize it serves customers who either don't trust online payments or need personalized service for complex orders. It's like having a digital concierge service for people who remember when customer service meant talking to actual humans. However, the real mystery deepens when you consider the technical archaeology involved in maintaining these payment methods. Imagine being the poor developer who has to maintain code for payment systems that were already outdated when smartphones were just a gleam in Steve Jobs' eye. It's like being asked to keep a steam engine running in the age of electric cars. These legacy payment systems often require their own special infrastructure, separate security protocols, and sometimes even dedicated staff to process transactions manually. The cost of maintaining them usually exceeds the revenue they generate, which raises the question, why do businesses keep them around? The answer reveals something profound about customer loyalty and market strategy. Companies that maintain these outdated payment options aren't just being nostalgic, they're being smart. They're capturing customers that their competitors have abandoned. While everyone else is chasing the latest payment trends, these businesses are quietly serving markets that others have forgotten exist. It's like finding out that while everyone was buying electric cars, someone made a fortune selling premium horse feed. There's always a niche for the old ways, and innovative businesses know how to serve those niches profitably. The psychology behind using outdated payment methods is equally fascinating. For some customers, these old-school options represent trust and familiarity in an increasingly digital world. When everything else is changing at breakneck speed, there's comfort in payment methods that work the same way they did 20 years ago. Others use them as a form of digital rebellion. In a world of tracked transactions and algorithmic spending analysis, paying by check or money order is like going off the grid financially. It's the payment equivalent of using a flip phone because you're tired of your smartphone knowing too much about your life. The security angle adds another layer of intrigue. While modern payment methods boast advanced encryption and fraud protection, some of these older methods offer a different kind of security. The security of simplicity. But the most amusing aspect of this digital archaeology is how these outdated payment methods interact with modern e-commerce features. Imagine trying to use a discount code with a mail-in check, or attempting to set up a subscription service that requires monthly wire transfers. It's like trying to install iOS updates on a telegraph machine. The customer service implications are equally entertaining. Picture the poor support representative who has to explain to a confused customer why their cryptocurrency payment was rejected while simultaneously helping another customer figure out how to fill out a money order for a digital product appropriately. As we look toward the future, these payment fossils raise interesting questions about technological evolution. Will today's cutting-edge payment methods eventually become tomorrow's amusing relics? Will future generations laugh at our primitive tap-to-pay systems the way we chuckle at online checks? The persistence of these outdated payment methods teaches us something valuable about innovation and customer service. Actual progress isn't just about adopting the newest technology. It's about understanding that different customers have different needs. And sometimes the best solution is the one that's been working all along. So the next time you encounter one of these digital dinosaurs during your online shopping adventures, take a moment to appreciate the beautiful absurdity of it all. You're witnessing living history, a testament to the fact that in the fast-moving world of technology, sometimes the old ways refuse to die gracefully. These outdated payment gateways aren't just technical curiosities. They're time capsules that remind us how far we've come and how diverse our digital ecosystem really is. And honestly, in a world where everything changes overnight, there's something refreshingly stubborn about a payment method that refuses to evolve if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel. Please subscribe now, like, and comment below. Thank you.